Preliminary requirements. This is a very important panel and it holds the main plans which you will need to check and learn really backwards in this course. And so we'll actually take you through this. What we actually have is these are the things that are most important in preliminary requirements, and we actually have the 4 specification sheets related to the engineer's report, and that is crucial, and you'll be learning how to interpret that. Specification has pages 1, 2, 3, and 4. You also have access to the student edition of Cordel, and so every student will have their own unique login. The password is really hard, estimate with a capital E, and we'll actually be able to follow each one of those. This is your key area. Now we do have 2 tasks basically right throughout the entire estimating process, and task 1 is to prepare your costs. Now this is basically called a takeoff, and task 2 is where you actually put those figures, your working figures, into your Excel final spreadsheet. Okay, down here, house plans. This is the main electronic copy of the house plans, which you'll need to download. They scale up nicely at 1 to 50 in A3, and A4 not quite so accurate. Okay, here we have the engineer's report, which we will be consulting, and here we have the engineer's plan, page 1, engineer's plan, page 2, page 3, and page 4. Okay, little resource that I've added in here. This is actually a construction calculator, and so anyone can actually have a look at those, and it's the actual website is Calculator Soup, and it has every calculator known to man almost, so not just building but financial and scientific and all those types of things. So just a great little add-on. You'll hear me talk about a digital library, and this would be a great one for your digital library. Okay, assessment 1, questions 1 to 3. This is the first assessment that you will be doing, and basically when you read this, what we're trying to do here is actually demonstrate to you how can we actually compare different builders, different homes, rates in a efficient fashion, so that we can then make a considered opinion as to whether or not a quotation that we receive from a contractor, from another builder, is accurate. And so right down the bottom, you've got 3 main points. The things that we'll be doing here is finding some builders, and I have actually put in this panel some recommendations of sites that you can look at, and major builders in South Australia. And then right here at the bottom, number 3, we're actually looking at the differences between the prices. What would affect that? What are some of the things? And I've actually put here quality of fittings, building numbers, you know, how many are in the team, subcontract rates, building employers, and any other factors that you may come up. And so that is your first assessment. And so that works out rather well. Down here is just the takeoff schedule and the assessment task. So these are the 2 templates that you will have access. Thank you. Class agreed figures. This is a really great fun time. We spend 2 weeks, the internal class, face to face, where students are actually given a set of information, and then what they do is basically have a look at the latest rates in Cordel and elsewhere, depending if a student has a particular information. Say for example, they're an absolute gun in electrical, and they have some rates that they can actually bring to the class. But what actually happens, as the name suggests, class agreed figures, you will actually be working and thrashing out what do we consider to be a good rate. For example, design and drafting. Now this was actually 2017 semester 1, and the class at the time came up with a figure from Cordell's design and drafting, $3,000. Crossover permits, soil tests, and you can see them there. So this is just really an example. You will have your own blank sheet, and I will put you into groups. And this year we ended up with a material rates form pro forma. One side was the Tuesday morning class, and the other side was the Wednesday class. And basically there were some quite inherent differences, and all I did was split the difference. And these are our start off rates that actually go into the spreadsheet. And so if you want to see class agreed figures up here, semester 1, that is actually the current running figures that the class is using. Here is Cordell's costing software and the instructions, how to log into that. Basically, I will actually put you into the course. I'm actually the moderator for that and have been doing this for a couple of years. And so I have 100 licenses, and each student that joins the class is actually put into this automatically. Okay, you are seeing the final quote agreed figures. This generally does not open until after the midterm break, and some of these rates are work that has been done by previous students, which not for the purposes of our costing, things such as fixtures and fittings, appliances, window furnishings, are not normally what we would do in an estimate, but some students did that. We actually had, when we talk about appliances, we had a couple of the ladies in our class over the last year or so go absolutely berserk through Cordell's and pick out their own appliances, and did a really great job. And so basically in this panel, I've actually included their names, but these rates actually are given to you and just go straight into the course. So it just nicely fills out the amount of work that we've done. Thank you.